Okay, so I received this question from a student of mine. It says if alpha and beta are the roots of the equation 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 equals 0, find the equation whose roots are 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. Now, the fastest way we could have used to solve a question like this is to find alpha and beta, yes, but if you look at this equation is not easily factorizable. Like if you had to use a general method, it would be impossible unless you use almighty formula or completing the square method. So but that would take a long time, like to use either of those methods, and you might be getting big numbers, perhaps decimals, or in fact surds. So what do we do in this case? Now we are going to recall that there are two ways we can write the equation of a quadratic, such as this. This is a quadratic polynomial. The standard form can either be written as ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and we can still write it in the form of its sum and product of roots. And if we are to write it in that form, we are going to have x squared minus alpha plus beta x, something like this, plus alpha beta. So if we compare these two equations, comparing this to this, for instance, that is our standard. This is called the standard form. The standard form. If we compare it, we can see that our a is equal to 2, our b is equal to minus 3, and our c is equal to minus 6, just like that. So but if we compare this to this, the second equation we have in here, okay, I didn't put my equal to 0. I believe the difference is that to make this equation given to look like this, we have to divide all through by 2. So if you do that, if we divide all through by 2, we are going to be having something that looks like this: x squared minus 3 over 2x minus 6 over 2, something like this. All right, so if we compare these two, we can see that is comparing this with this. Now we can see that our alpha plus beta is actually equal to 3 over 2, and my alpha beta is actually equal to minus 6 over 2, which can be simplified to negative 3. Okay, let me just change this. Good. So if we have alpha, remember alpha and beta were what we were looking for. If we can find our alpha, find our beta, we are good to go. But remember that due to the fact that we said it's not easy to be factorizable, that's why we are looking for alternative means. Now, this is sum of roots, this is product of roots, which means the equation we are looking for, we can actually write it as x squared, yes, minus, now the sum of roots. Our roots are 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta x plus then the product of roots, which is 1 over alpha times, I just put my dot product sign, times 1 over beta, something like this. Now if we simplify this, remember the LCM is alpha beta. To simplify this, we have beta plus alpha, and if we simplify this, what do we have? We have 1 over alpha beta, because 1 times 1 is 1 and alpha times beta is still alpha beta. We have our plus sign here, put our x here, minus here we have x squared. Good. All this is equal to 0. This is the way the equation will look like. So, and as you can see, we already have a value for alpha plus beta, and we have a value for alpha beta. So this is like the fastest way to solve this. We don't even need to go ahead to factorize again. Our alpha plus beta, okay, I think we got 3 over 2 here. So if I put 3 over 2 there, our alpha beta we got minus 3. So if I just put all over minus 3, just everything brackets x plus 1 over alpha beta will be what? Will be 1 over, I think that was negative 3 for my alpha beta, negative 3. all this is equal to 0. So if I finish my work now, if I finish everything, I will just say good. I would simplify, and by simplification, what do I get? I get x squared minus 3 over 2 divided by minus 3. It's just like we have 3 over 2, we multiply by the reciprocal, which is 1 over minus 3. And there was a negative sign there, so that negative times to cancel each other. 3 cancels 3, so we're left with 1 over 2. So this is plus 1 over 2x, and this is minus 1 over 3 equal to 0. So I'm going to multiply all through by the LCM of 2 and 3, which is 6, to get rid of this fraction. And that will be leaving me with 6x squared minus 3x minus 3 goes in 6 two times. So this is also minus 2 equals 0. So this is my final answer. Now the reason why I wrote this initially, a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 3, and c is equal to minus 6, is because it's important to remember that, just in case you forget at times, that the sum of root, which is alpha plus beta, is giving us minus b over a, and the product of root, which is alpha beta, is giving us c over a. So sometimes when you forget this and you remember this, you're also good to go. So because I believe this is what was actually key in solving this question. Thank you for watching.